Saturday, June 14th, UFC is coming to the State Farm Arena in Atlanta, Georgia. The main event is going to be Kamaru Usman and Buckley. Obviously, Usman, ranked number 4, former welterweight champion, one of the best to ever do it. He's returning to face the most explosive guy in the division. Buckley's coming off a TKO win over Colby Covington. He's on a 6-fight win streak, with 4 of those coming by finish, and is looking to be the number 1 contender. Both of these guys wanted this fight, so I cannot imagine that one isn't a badass fight. And the co-main event is going to be former 2-time champ Rose Namajunas. She returns to take on the number 12 ranked Miranda Maverick, who is on a 4-fight win streak. It's obviously a big step up for Miranda. She's looking to work her way up the division, and Rose is going to be a tough way to do it. Also, Saturday, June 21st, UFC is going to be heading over to Baku for the first time ever. I tell you guys, we're going everywhere. If you didn't believe me and thought I was full of shit, now you believe me. We're going to Baku. And the main event for that one's going to be light heavyweight former light heavyweight champion Jamal Hill. He's taking on number 7 ranked Khalil Roundtree. Hill was the very first Contender Series alum to win a UFC championship. He's going to be taking on Khalil Roundtree, who's coming off that incredible fight, obviously, with Alex Pereira. Khalil has earned performance bonuses in 4 of his last fights, and he's probably the pound-for-pound most powerful puncher in the UFC. He actually holds the record for most knockdowns landed in a light heavyweight fight. And in that fight, the co-main event is an incredible matchup between the number 11 ranked Fiziev versus Bahamondes. Fiziev's coming off a war with Justin Gaethje and is returning. Actually, he's from there, so fighting in his home country. 6 of his 12 wins have come in the very first round, and every fight that guy's in is fucking ridiculous. He's going to be taking on Bahamondes, who has looked absolutely incredible, winning 6 of his last 7, with his last 3 consecutive wins all coming by finish in the very first round. And that card is going to be live on ABC, the network. What do you guys think so far? All right. Let me see. Do I have another one to announce here? No, I don't. So stay tuned. Oh, I'll see you guys soon. I'll see you tomorrow night at the fights. Have a great day.
So what's going on, Kamaru? I just heard a big announcement. June 14th. What's going down, bro? Is this real, Kamaru? Is this just another TMZ coming at you once again?
You know how they be, Henry. They said I was, gonna do this, do that, do this, do that. But guess what, Henry? I'm tired of all the talking. I had to take a little bit of sabbatical, like I've said, but now I'm back from that sabbatical. That's right, Henry. You heard it right. Your boy is back. In there. I'm ready to spin. You know what they say, if you want to win, put booby in. So I'm ready, Henry. I'm back in there June 14th, live from Atlanta, Georgia, taking on, how do you say his name, Henry?
Joaquin Buckley? Really?
Right.
You're fighting Bug Dog.
Pause. It's a great fight. He's very aggressive. He's strong. He's athletic. And I like that. Every now and again, that warrior spirit, you need to exercise it. That's where we come from, Henry. I'm one of those guys who I put in so much time and effort. You got to feel a fight a little bit. You want to get in there and feel like you got into a fight. I've been in a couple where I wasn't touched, and I got out of there in the back, still adrenaline going, feeling like I need to burn off some energy. But, hopefully if he does his homework, everything comes together. It's going to be an incredible fight. So I'm excited. I'm just excited, and I'm blessed to have the opportunity to step back in there again. So, Henry, I think I'm just, That's the good thing right now. Coming from a place of gratitude to be able to go out there and exercise everything.
I saw something yesterday that said it's either defend or be stripped for Islam. So there's no.
I heard that too, but there's no way that's true. Nobody would dare cross King Khabib. No way. Not in this. They wouldn't even, when Khabib tried to give his own damn belt back, they wouldn't accept it. He was shoving it in their face, and they wouldn't put their hands on it. So they're not going to take it off of his heir apparent. That's not going to happen.
Okay, so that's out. That's so it's
unless Islam. But by the way, the only thing that Islam wants to do, the only thing Islam has ever told us, he's never asked for anything, not for money, for dates, for card placements or opponents. He's asked for one thing, which is he'd like to be a 170 pounder. He don't want to be at 55 anymore. And now that you open a precedence and you let a 45 pounder no longer be a 45 pounder, it gets a little hard to tell Islam he's got to beat the only thing he's got problems with, which is the scale. So, you can call it a stripping, I guess. They're trying to insist to us that Ilia Topuria vacated the title. I'm willing to play along, but they only vacated the title because they say he vacated the title. If you look at the actions of what actually happened, he was stripped.
Sean Brady be somebody you'd be interested in fighting in the future? And overall, just what do you think of his performance?
I think he looked great. I think he did exactly what he needed to do. I think he's seen what Bilal did against Leon and went, that's the perfect way to beat him. He went out and he dominated him from start to finish, and he made Leon look like a child. I think that's a performance he should be very proud of. But if he ever steps into the octagon with me, I'll knee him in the face and I'll reconstruct his nose.
Eventually, you and John Jones kind of patched things up. You ever thought about maybe shooting out to Albuquerque?
Definitely. It's on the list. It's on the list.
Same size.
With John, bro, I know I can learn a lot. Long guy, his frames. I've watched him since UFC 92. The way he moves, I can pick his brain on some stuff. Yeah. So definitely it'll happen, but time.
I'm basically waiting to be inspired to get back in there.
We talked about it earlier on. You mentioned about you don't need to do this anymore.
You don't need to do it anymore.
We have the hunger.
Yeah.
When you said that, even I'm like, maybe I should create more hunger. I might just go spending dumb shit.
But I think
I think you have a massive announcement to make as well with the city of New Orleans and yourself, right?
Yeah, man. Yeah, we're coming back to New Orleans. The UFC's coming back to New Orleans in July 19th. It's going to be my final fight. I'm going to lay the gloves down in Louisiana where it all started for me. The whole journey started there. And I'm just honored to have the UFC on the same page and the state of Louisiana on the same page to make all this work. I didn't know if it was going to all come together, but it did. July 19th, me and Max Holloway are going to fight 5 rounds main event pay-per-view for his current BMF title.
Hell yeah.
Max is a legend. I said legends only. There's not a better guy I can think to fight in my retirement fight. I was his first fight in the UFC back in 2012, and he's going to be my last fight in the UFC. So it's an honor. He's a legend, former champion, undisputed, current BMF champion. So we're going to put on another war.
But whenever we're talking about Aaron, and we talk about these players that play for a long time, 50 plus fights, you say it's a lifestyle. Whenever we think about them retiring, we understand that they are also thinking about what life will be like without this thing that has kind of driven their entire lives. Like for Aaron, I think the thought of retirement is something that is broached, but the life that you live after you retire and you're no longer, this is your purpose, this is your meaning. Have you thought about that? You've obviously had to face that. And do you think you'll just train forever? Like, what do you think life looks like whenever you're not a professional fighter here after?
And honestly, it kind of comes in waves. Like I'll think about it, then kind of push it off. Because I still have another training camp and a huge test in front of me July 19th with Max. So I still have that. I think after it's going to really hit me. But, I have multiple businesses outside of fighting. I have stuff to keep me busy, but nothing is going to fill that void of being on a stage and traveling across the world and fighting somebody on pay-per-view in front of the world. I've done it for longer than I haven't. I've been fighting since I was 17 years old.
No more baby. Uma hora, bicho. Hora do show, no more talk. É show, pronto pra morrer? Pronto pra morrer? Matar, kill is easy. But you ready to die? I'm ready to die. I'm ready to die. You ready to die? You ready to die? You ready for everything?